Right then guys, today we've come to Storrington and we're going to have a quick rummage around here. We started off in the car park. I don't know my way around here. Oop. Oop. Storrington is a little village in West Sussex. Donkey's years of history. Driven through it many times, but hardly ever walked through it. Couldn't get the gimbal settings to go right, but it is going now. Right, okay, let's see, where are we in Storrington? Suppose we ought to be looking for the town centre. Yeah. Storrington Chapel. Doesn't look that old, does it? No, it doesn't. I keep thinking someone's walking behind me. There's something banging on my back at the back. It sounds like footsteps behind me. Okay. This looks like the main high street. Okey-dokey. It is, isn't it? Full of blossom. It is, it's a lovely tree. What's this here? Henry Adams. Yeah.
pay for the portal.
No, no. YouTube.
Eh?
YouTube.
What's Storrington going on YouTube?
It's I film all different towns in West Sussex. Old
right.
towns, historical towns for yeah.
Alright. There's actually quite a famous guy in Storrington, believe it or not.
Who is?
There's morning Mandy. How are you? Nice top.
How are you?
Yeah, alright, not so bad.
Good.
Just get me bread and pop in the charity shops and then home because I've been in bed for the last 3 days. Those sunglasses do suit you.
Thank you.
They're not too big.
Thank you.
Alright, my pleasure. I'll probably see you on the way back.
Alright, thank you.
Yeah, he's met him very famous. He was in the Daily Mirror. 6 weeks old, which is my world.
Thanks for chatting anyway.
No worries.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
Bye.
And you. Oh, and I'm very well liked in this town by a lot of people.
I can tell that.
Others,
see that.
others haven't got a clue.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
A nice chap. Seems to know everybody and everyone seems to know him. Filling his breakfast?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go in there then, shall we? Go and have a bit of breakfast before we go any further.
It's gorgeous out there. It's
Did you know
lovely.
that chap?
He goes past every day and
Oh, he's just interviewed me. And everyone was sort of talking to him. I thought, oh, everyone knows this guy, and he said, "I'm very well known and liked by everybody."
big guy, village celebrity.
Oh right, I think that's what he was trying to tell me.
Bless his heart.
Would you like a table too?
This is the little cafe we've come to have a bit of breakfast. Halcyon Days. Did she say Halcyon Days?
Yeah.
Halcyon Days restaurant. Right, that's fine. Okay. Thank you very much.
Lovely, aren't they?
They are, yeah,
Really
lovely.
pretty.
It's a lovely little cafeteria,
It's
isn't it?
beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. The oldie woldy, isn't it?
What, you going to have breakfast tea?
Eh?
What are you having?
I shall.
Oats, scrambled and fries.
Oh, come on, my love.
Just to let you know, we're doing cake and coffee before 11 for £4.95.
Okay, we can have a breakfast though now.
Yeah, you can, yeah.
Okay.
But it's just if you want that.
No, we're gonna go for the breakfast, I think.
We'll be back for lunch.
And this is the Halcyon Days.
Yeah.
Halcyon Days restaurant or cafeteria?
Cafe.
Cafe. Okay. And how long has this been going here?
I think we opened before lockdown, and then
Right.
went into lockdown, and then we had to reopen afterwards.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much.
Ready to order?
Yes, we are. Well, it's quite big. Brown, please. Poached, please. And there's a little outside garden here where you can sit out in the sun. Lovely. Well, this is really nice. So if ever you're in Storrington, you know where to come for a nice meal. Great stuff. It's almost like a museum. Yeah, it is. Lovely, isn't it? An old Singer sewing machine. Yes. These tables here that we're looking at now are the original tables, apparently, which came from Brighton Pier before it burnt down, and been brought here. And this room here is called the Brighton Room, hence the seaside motif. These are the original tables from the old Brighton Pier. Apparently there are 4 of them in here somewhere. Oh, here's another one over here. So these are the original tables. That's quite interesting. Brighton Pier burnt down a long, long time ago. Okay. Oops. That's thank you.
Your fingers out like a baby.
There's the breakfast. What a spread. Where would you get a meal like that for £7.50? It has to be the best meal for that price we've ever had on our walks.
It is. It's a lovely spot to be in. It's beautiful.
It is. Yeah.
Absolutely stunning.
Well, that little cafeteria was one of the nicest cafeterias we've ever been to on any of our walks, and it was, believe it or not, one of the cheapest we've ever had. We had a really good meal, and it was £7.50. I couldn't believe it. And the proprietors there are such lovely people. I'm hoping to go back later on and get an interview with the proprietor later on when we go back for a bit of lunch, and you can hear it hopefully firsthand. In the meantime, we shall carry on looking around Storrington. Patty's still trying to cross the road. It's a very busy town. Right, where to now then, Tats? Across the road?
Yeah, that's right.
Right, mind the traffic, it's very busy.
No, I don't know.
Right, let's go over.
Is it unsafe?
Get on the other side of me now. There we go.
Is that where the doomsday church is?
Eh?
Is that where the doomsday church
Is that what?
is? Is that where the doomsday church is?
I don't know, we'll go and have a look. Well, we'll go up here first. They're all lovely old buildings actually. They all look like they've been here for a few years. Another little tea room. They're quite quaint, the old buildings here, aren't they?
Beautiful, aren't they? Really are they? Oh, just saying about putting.
Let's have a wander up here. Hanging baskets.
Eh? Oh yeah.
A lovely old tree.
It's a beautiful tree too.
As we're sort of coming away from the town centre here.
Yeah, you're going towards.
No, that's it. We don't really know our way about here, do we? Oh, I love these old trees. This old tree over there in the car park. Nice daffodillies. Yeah, it's nice to see that in simple things like shop car parks. They've taken the time to put the old daffs in. They do. I like this tree. Seems to be flattened out on the top.
Weeping willow of sorts.
I was wondering that. But aren't weeping willows normally out I thought weeping willows were because when we filmed the Roman villa day before yesterday, they had weeping willows there, and they were all out in flower, weren't they?
It's not Japanese maple, is it?
Looks a bit. It could be. It looks the right shape, but it looks a bit large to be a Japanese maple.
They do get big.
Do they?
Some varieties do.
Right, if we walk down here then.
Watch my dodgy knees. But they're quite steep steps.
Behind the steps.
Oh, I am. Hyacinth.
Okay. Minding the steps, Hyacinth. Round here.
Yeah.
Okay. We shall see what we can find. Lots of old crow's nests up there, isn't there? Come on, Tex. Mind the road. Mind the road. Minding the road, Hyacinth. Well, I thought they were very pleasant people in that cafeteria. So they're very pleasant people in that cafeteria. Very amiable, eh? What a talented guy though.
What a talented person.
What's this down here? Oh, there's a little bit of a river here. Oh. Tucked away. It's like a little river and a flood thing to take the water under the village town, Storrington Village, isn't it? Beautiful village, huh? Right, so you wanted to go over to there? Let's cross the road here then and go and have a peek. Keep falling over my feet while I'm looking at the screen. I say I keep falling over my feet. Quaint. Joanna's boutique and tea rooms. It's novel, isn't it? like those flowers that you used to make out of tissue paper.
It is. It's just a bigger version.
It's a nice village, isn't it? It's a nice village. Nice people. Very colourful. Vines growing up the walls. All this traffic, and yet the birds can still be heard chirping away. Heavy traffic. Where's this church that you said? Lost your bearings. I say. We'll have a look. This is becoming more countrified now as we head outside the village. Yes, we are, I think. Excuse me, don't know if there's a church in Storrington. Have you got a church?
Oh, we did see
Yeah,
it.
I think it's things up if you go straight up to the top of this town and stuff.
Okay.
I think it's up there.
Is it one that was in a doomsday book or something? Or?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. We're not from around here. So
Oh, right. Oh, you're like me then. Oh, right. Okay. Same as us.
Yeah, so I
Okay.
think if you go that way, there's a church up that way. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Okay, so we're heading up this direction. Saddle up and let's go. Well, for a day that was supposed to be cloudy, it's turned out quite nice. It's quite a small village, but oh God, is it busy? The moon. Coming up again on our favourite little cafeteria, the Halcyon Days. If ever you come to Storrington, you must go to the Halcyon Days cafeteria. Not there. Excuse me, are you local?
Yeah, but only by a year.
Oh, right. Would you know if there's a church in this town?
There is. If you follow it on
Yep.
and go round, you've got Church Street is the next one down
Ah,
here.
right.
Or further up, you go round by the Glebe,
Okay.
and then there's another church around that way.
Great stuff. Thank you very
Okay.
much, fella. Thank you. Such nice people in this town, village. Keep in, darling. These paths are very narrow. Oh, tatty. Roasting pork. I bet they got crackling on it. Church Street, here we are. This looks like an oldie woldy street. Look at this. Old Forge. These are old buildings, Tatty. These are old buildings, aren't they? Oh, I can almost imagine these once being thatched many years ago. That looks like an old coach. An old coach coaching in, yeah. The old forge, look at that. I bet that is an old forge as well. It's lovely, isn't it? Slightly more modern. Look at this old sandstone. Look at this old sandstone building here. That's a nice house, isn't it? Eh? You got, what's that? Ah, we found it. Here is your church, Tatty. Right up in the outbacks of the old part of Storrington. I'd imagine maybe this could have possibly be the original village of Storrington. It's so oldie-woldy, quaint. The old church. Sycamore Cottage. That's a nice name.
Yeah, nice.
Cool, look at this old door. Old carved wooden door. Cool. That's seen some years. Wow. I think I need my low light settings for that. I'll just whip up here, see where this wall goes, darling. I'll whip up here and see where this wall goes. I'm intrigued now. Probably take me nowhere. But there you go. Right, ends here. Orchard garden, cottages. Well, that answered that question. Good morning. These are like storybook houses.
They are indeed.
Here's your church you wanted to film. We got there in the end, Tatty. Chanctonbury Walk. Isn't there Chanctonbury Rings or something? That name, Chanctonbury Walk, seems to ring a bell. Isn't there something, Chanctonbury Rings or something? Or Chanctonbury Hills? I don't know, something like that I seem to recall. Chanctonbury, that rings a bell. That looks like a big church, unless it's just an optical illusion. Eh? Is that the one? Wow, looks more like like an imposing castle than a church. Let's go and have a look. Let's go and explore. Your age, girl. You're only 67. Shouldn't be tired at your age. Young thing like you. It is quite hot now, isn't it? the heat of the day is. Mind you, it hasn't reached the hottest part yet.
Eh?
We haven't reached the hottest part of the day yet. Look at that. Lovely. Nice flowers.
They're beautiful, aren't they?
They certainly are. My gimbal's playing up a little bit. I must apologise if it's flicking to one side and to right and left. I think it needs calibrating. Let's have a wander around here. My little tatty. Oh yeah, there's the steeple. Can't really see it properly from here. Yeah, bell tower, I'd imagine that is, isn't it?
There's something to do here. I'd have to look it up because I can't remember. It's so much about it all. I can't remember.
Clouding over now. Looks like the weather forecast was right. It's going to be a cloudy day. Still, we've got the best of the day. But it's definitely clouding over now. Look at those clouds up there. Volumetric light shafting down. Shafting my video as well. Do you think that church is open?
Well, I'd probably say no.
Do you think we should try?
That's not good.
No. Well, you can but try. These old graves, cut them.
Tell you a story or two.
Oh yeah, I'll say. Oh, you can't get around there.
Oh,
It's just cool. That's a big drop, isn't it? That's got to be about 30 feet down. Well, that drain's got 1935 on it, so that's the last time the drain was repaired. I'm just going to I want to have a look in, I don't know why, I just want to have a look in that drain if I can.
bless your box. It's in there.
No, I can't quite get up there.
I wouldn't say a word.
Well, you have to explore all these things, you see.
I know. My teeth into exploring. My teeth, my Steve.
It is, isn't it? Look at the wheelbarrow.
It's lovely, isn't it? That is nice. Making the most of it here, isn't it?
What is it?
I don't know. Let's have a bit more time, see what comes out.
They've taken the handle off of that door. They must have known we were coming, Tatty. Don't let them in. Don't let them in. It's a big old graveyard. The obligatory yew tree, is it? Planted in all the graveyards because they were poisonous to cattle, and they always used to use the wood from the yew tree to make their longbows. So they needed them, but they needed to protect the cattle from them. So they stuck them in graveyards and put walls around them. That way they kept the cattle safe and they had the wood for their longbows. Another bit of useless information there for you. A nice little graveyard, if you like that sort of thing. I don't think we need to walk any further down there. I get the gist. It is. It's getting quite close now.
Yeah.
Bit heavy to breathe, isn't it? Look at this tree. Now, how many tales can that tree tell us?
You already imagine.
Mr. Pidge. Do you think they're ringing their bells because we're leaving?
Probably.
Thank goodness for that, they said.
Where are they? I guess. Down the time, I suspect.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Lovely one as well.
It is, yes. It certainly is.
Can't believe it's still March.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're in for a hot one, apparently. Oh, you are behind me, Tats. I thought you'd wandered off.
No.
Ah, we meet again on your travels.
Back to my home.
Oh, you live up there, do you?
Right. How are you all right, David? I think so. Yeah, where's the doggy?
Well, she's had a stroke, so she's 14 a bit. She's too old to look.
Oh, that's a shame.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Yeah, so I don't know everybody in the town, all the nice people I know in the town.
Yeah, yeah.
But sorry about the phrase, but listen.
Some everywhere you
At
go.
the end of the day, it's the thing where it's basically I shut myself in for 3 or 4 days, like this weekend. I might go out because they have the bookstore on a Saturday.
Right. Okay.
I might go out for that if I feel like it, but
Yeah.
sometimes I just stay in with Lily and I paint.
Yeah.
Because you bruise internally what these people call you.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I'm not a scumbag. I'm a Mr. Scumbag, but I'm not a scumbag.
Yeah. Well, actually, we've heard nothing but good about you. We were
everybody's-
talking to the chap in the cafeteria.
Yeah.
What was the cafeteria? Halcyon Days.
Yeah, where's that? I can't think about it a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I always talk to everybody in the town.
Yeah.
Mixed suits and those men. Everybody, a lot of spots you can do those men.
Yeah.
But there's a lady that lives in that. Two victims out front. She took me trying to.
Mind your your feet there.
But my little girl's the worst. She's the
Yeah.
worst. My doctor already knows that I've probably have to look after all the rest of it because I will not have a clue what I'm going to do with myself.
Yeah.
She's my world, everything.
Yeah.
If you ever come back this way, if you go up to Gerson Business Park, which is up at the top on the right hand side,
Yeah.
there's a new bakery put in, so they're going to build some houses up there.
Yeah.
If you always get to there and shout out for Brian or Lily, I'll make you a cup of tea and I'll tell you a bit more.
Okay.
Oh, lovely. Bless
Okay.
your heart.
Next time we're in town, we shall look you up then.
No worries.
Thank you very much.
And your name, Hal?
Stephen Coral. Stephen Coral.
God bless you, love.
And you too.
God bless.
Weekend.
And you, love. Oh, what lovely little soul teeth. Don't feel he doesn't like it. He's a lovely soul teeth. I don't know, I just feel in my heart he's a good.
I think he's probably just a loner
Yeah,
but he's, as you say, he's got a kind heart.
he's got a lovely heart, he has.
Yeah, he is. One of nature's originals.
Genuines,
Yeah.
yes. Okay. What a thing to do to him.
Imagine
He's evil.
spitting at somebody.
Yeah.
That's just showing how
Ignorant of bitch.
bad they are as people, aren't they?
What you should say to her.
Yeah. Anyway, onwards and upwards. Right, we're coming up to the top end of Storrington now. And we're losing the light fast. There's a weeping willow. I told you they're normally in bloom by now. That's a nice weeping willow, isn't it? I think that's pretty much it. So what we're going to do is to head back to the little cafeteria and see if we can interview the yeah, the proprietors. Now we may not be allowed in here, so it's quite possible we'll be removed, but I just wanted to film this weeping willow. What a beautiful tree. So they're waiting for new tenants to move in here then, by the look of it. Oh, even got a tractor. Little tractor there. Little plastic kiddie's tractor. Wow. That tree was too nice not to film. Nice little business premise for someone. Okay, this is Keith, the proprietor of the Halcyon Days cafeteria in Emsworth.
Storrington.
Sorry, Storrington. I've been so many towns. I don't know where I'm. Storrington. So if you like, just tell us a little bit about how the you come to, you know.
The concept for this is quite simple, really, and the history behind it, the story behind it, is that we also run a hotel up in Ely in Cambridgeshire, which we run remotely.
Yeah.
But we decided about 4 years ago to do afternoon teas.
Yeah.
And they went so well that I learned how to bake, and we baked all our own products for the afternoon teas. And as a result, a joke between my wife and I became that I wanted to open a cake stall at a market, and she refused because she knew she'd be the one getting up early in the morning and setting it all up. So then I said, all right, I'll have a cake shop. And she said, you're not having a cake shop unless I can have a tea room.
I love it.
There was a standing joke for many months.
Yeah.
And every time we went past empty properties, we used to say that would be a nice tea room stroke cake shop.
Yeah.
Until one day we were driving through Storrington, which is local to us.
Yeah.
And this property was up for sale, and we said, now that would make a nice tea room. And within 3 days we'd had an offer accepted on the building, and it took a few months for the legals and everything to go through, but then we started building everything ourselves.
Yeah.
And then at the point at which we were going to decide to open, the first lockdown occurred.
Oh, of all the things.
So we decided not to open at that point, obviously, but to have an extended conversion and renovation.
That must have been quite a worry during that time though, wouldn't it? I mean, coming into lockdown and starting a new business, taking on, you know, the financial aspects of a new business, and then suddenly lockdown. Yeah.
We were fortunate, we are fortunate in that we bought the building outright.
Oh, right, okay.
Without a mortgage.
Yeah.
And therefore we didn't have the dogs at the door constantly.
That's good. Yeah.
So our only costs were beyond that, obviously, the cost of money that we'd already spent.
Yes.
But also the cost of doing the refurb work.
Yeah.
I mean, we put substantial amounts of money into equipping the shop.
So I suppose in a way it could have been a little bit of a blessing, because it's given you more time to spend.
Well, it would have been nicer to have been able to open earlier, and I have to say, COVID has been a bit of a nightmare for all of us.
Yeah, obviously.
But one of the biggest issues with it is it stopped people coming out and going into cafes.
Yes, that's true.
And so that's the biggest nightmare of it.
Yeah.
I would have preferred life without COVID.
Yeah. As I
but-
think we all would.
But you have to play the cards you're dealt.
Yeah.
So we took that as an opportunity to spend more time and fine-tune the place to exactly how we wanted it,
yeah.
rather than to open too soon.
Yeah. That certainly is a lovely place.
And we opened the very day that that the government announced the Eat Out to Help Out scheme.
Right. Yeah.
And for the first month we were open, we couldn't believe how busy we were.
Yeah.
Because everyone was getting a 50% discount, which was great. Which was great. It kick-started our business.
Yeah. Superb. And everything. You say you're now branching into making your own chocolates now, which you've never done before.
Yes, that's correct. We've always baked all our own baked goods here at the shop, at the cafe.
Yeah.
But now, Sue and I did a chocolatier course recently.
Yeah.
And it's just another engineering challenge, as I said before.
Because your background is engineering, isn't
I'm
it?
an engineer from way back, from the 60s.
Yeah.
And so baking is just a science.
Yeah.
And the sciences I understand really well. It's mathematical, I understand maths really well. So chocolatiering is possibly slightly more challenging.
Yeah.
I'm not particularly a cook, but I'm not bad as a baker, but I'm pretty good as an engineer.
Yeah.
So it's about temperatures and quantities. And so the similar rules apply, if you like, to chocolating, but the precision has to be even higher.
Yes.
Because 1 or 2 degrees difference
Can
in
ruin
temperature
something or make
can
it.
ruin chocolate.
Yeah.
So 1 or 2 degrees temperature can ruin chocolate or make chocolate.
Yeah.
And we're still learning those fine lines between a half decent chocolate and a really nice chocolate.
Right.
We are using the best quality ingredients.
Yeah.
Obviously we use Calabo chocolate, which is in my mind the best. We've been using Calabo chocolate for our baking, so it's a natural progression.
It certainly tastes nice.
Indeed. Well, I'm glad you had the opportunity to try them.
That was delicious.
And those are what you tried were prototypes, really, that I made yesterday.
Yeah.
And we will only get better from there.
Absolutely. Yeah. Practice makes perfect.
I'm investigating a number of different flavours.
Yeah.
The core chocolate surrounding them will always be Calabo in its various guises. I've discovered recently their superb milk chocolate, which is to die for, frankly.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, much
I've-
creamier.
I've been a chocolate fan all my life.
Yeah.
And
As I think most of us have.
I've never tasted better than Calabo.
Yeah.
So we use it for all of our chocolates.
Yeah. Terrific. And business is booming?
I wouldn't say it's actually booming. It's never come back to the same as that first August that we opened. But
No,
there
that's
was
true.
a reason that happened.
That's right. Yeah.
But what I would say in this last month to 6 weeks, things are starting to improve noticeably.
Yeah.
In that people seem to be coming out more.
Yeah.
It's obviously COVID has affected us dramatically.
Yeah.
But people seem to be coming out more and seem to be happier to come inside and.
I think because like here, your tables are quite well spaced out as well. I mean, whenever we go, because we eat out a lot when we're filming that different places, and we always go for places where they're not all still cramped up. Like all the tables around here, there's plenty of space, and people always feel more at ease. I think when they're
bear
not
in mind we
crammed up.
opened during the COVID regime.
Yeah.
So when we first opened, we were under those distancing guidelines.
Yeah.
So we spaced our tables to suit.
Yeah.
And people do seem to like the space we've got.
Yes.
I mean, it's not that we're short of space.
No.
We
It
can
just
actually seat 50 people inside,
Yeah.
which most people, when they come here for the first time, don't believe how big the property is.
It is. I was
but
quite
it comes
quite
back a
surprised
long
when I
way.
walked round the
Yeah.
back and I thought, oh, crikey, it comes out here. And then I saw these tables out here as well.
Well, also out here, yeah, we can see
I mean,
another
you could
18
literally,
in
you
the
could
garden.
literally do like a wedding or something here, couldn't
Absolutely, we
you?
could, yeah. And we do a book club. We do. There's the University of the Third Age are starting to have meetings here.
Oh right,
Um,
superb, good.
We've also set up in the end of one of our main rooms projector and screen,
Right, okay.
electric screen.
So
that we
people can
just
do
push a
lectures and
button
things
it come
and-
down. So if people want to have business meetings and
Ideal.
be served at the same time.
Yeah.
Sue and I had our own wedding reception in this very room behind us.
All right,
during-
fantastic.
It was during the COVID era, so
Yeah.
it was a small affair.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
So yeah, I mean, we can cater for those kind of
yeah.
events, and are quite happy to do so, as well as
Yeah.
afternoon teas,
Yeah.
which we pride ourselves on, because
Yeah.
we cut our teeth with afternoon teas a number of years ago.
Yeah. Well, it certainly is a lovely place, without
like
doubt.
it.
Yeah.
And
Very
it
much.
reflects us.
Yes, it
It's
does.
our halcyon days.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for taking the time to speak to us all.
You're more than
And
welcome.
let's hope that other people that come to Storrington after seeing this will come and have a look themselves.
I'd like to think so.
Yeah.
We have a lot to offer,
Yeah, I think you have.
even
yeah.
just visitors.
Because
to
we
Storrington.
like I said, we visit a lot of cafeterias, and this is certainly the cheap. I couldn't believe your prices, £7.50 for breakfast.
We've tried to keep things down. Obviously, with costs are hounding us.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Because of fuel costs going up.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
everything
absolutely.
has gone up.
Yeah,
So we're trying to hold prices
Yeah.
at an acceptable level.
yeah,
We end up being the sufferers, obviously.
yeah, absolutely.
But we're trying. We are going to have to put a small
Of course, but then
increase
again,
soon.
everybody else will be doing the same thing.
Yes, absolutely.
Pro rata sort
I
of thing.
mean, even things like our specialist ice cream has just gone up by probably 45%.
Yeah.
We,
But yeah, you were saying you're still the 45 increase in
yeah, that's just in our specialist ice cream. I mean,
Yeah.
the ice cream is incredibly good,
yeah,
and it is quite a specialist. What the wholesaler that we did originally buy from, for some obscure reason, a couple of months ago, decided they're not going to stock it anymore. So we've had to go to another wholesaler,
yeah,
and we have minimum orders with them. And so it's a matter of, apart from having to have substantial freezer space just to stock ice cream,
yeah,
because of the amount we have to buy,
yeah,
then we also have to endure the price increase that I'm not sure if it's come from the manufacturers, the wholesalers,
yeah,
but it has
Probably
hit us quite
everybody
hard.
puts their little
Probably
bit on.
everybody, and the transport costs
Yeah,
that go
absolutely.
with it,
Yeah.
and fuel itself, as you know, has risen a massive percentage just
Yeah.
in the last 3 weeks
Yeah.
since Ukraine, obviously.
yeah, absolutely.
So all this is affecting us. So,
Yeah.
but we're trying to hold our prices at acceptable levels
Yeah.
to encourage people to eat out in this
Yeah.
difficult times.
Yeah.
And probably more important, to eat out here with
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, absolutely.
We think we've got a lot to offer.
Oh, I think it definitely have, lovely place, really lovely. It's just the whole ambience of the place is just like homely. It's a nice homely sort of atmosphere,
One
cottagey.
of the things that we made a conscious decision on, we actually installed a network of speakers, Wi-Fi speakers throughout
Okay.
the whole establishment,
Yeah,
and we made an active decision to not get a music license
yeah,
and not actually play music.
right.
And the majority of our customers actually seem to like
Yeah.
that quiet ambience
Yeah.
that we have as
Yeah.
a result of that.
Yeah,
So piped music, lift music, call it what you will, generally speaking, there's no place for it here.
Yeah.
It just raises
Yeah.
volume levels.
yeah, yeah. It's just what you get.
Yes.
And you just come in for a meal and chat and sit down, relax, and just enjoy the atmosphere without music, which, you know, you can't cater for all tastes, can you, with music?
You never can.
So I think it's never bothered me when I go out and eat, whether there's music or not music. So
It bothers me sometimes when
Yeah.
you go to somewhere and the music's too loud.
If it's or just rubbish
because
music.
you have to talk over it,
Yeah.
and the table next door are talking over you, and then,
That's right, yeah.
And the general decibel level just goes up and
Yes,
up and up.
yeah. I tend to stay away from loud music places anyway. It's probably just because I'm a bit of an old fart and I don't
Well,
like those sort of things. But
I reflect that entirely. I mean,
so
I'm probably older than you are, so
yeah. Well, no, I just shouldn't think so. I don't know. I'm 67, so.
I'm 72.
Oh crikey! I would never have believed that.
Well, thank you.
It's truth I liked. I would never have believed that. Crikey, you're doing all this?
Yeah.
My word, that's incredible.
Well,
I'm actually stunned. Stunned.
Life begins at retirement, doesn't it?
Absolutely, I think so. Yeah, it's been the best thing that ever happened to me.
Well, you get to choose what you do rather than
Yeah.
do what other people tell you.
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, another talking about the chatting and the environment here. We have a couple of tables that we've not necessarily set aside because everybody can use them, but the chatter and natter tables. That is, it's something. I'm not sure if it's organised by the government or if it's just to get people out.
Yeah.
In people who just want to come out and chat to somebody.
Yeah.
So we've got tables where total strangers can sit and just chat to each
Oh,
other.
that's lovely. Yeah.
Absolutely no obligation.
Yeah.
They just, you know, I think it's a lovely thing.
Yeah,
So
I do, yeah.
individuals
Yeah.
don't have to feel that they're going somewhere on their own.
Yeah.
So the chatter and natter tables are quite good, I think. It's a great idea.
I think so. I think it as well. Well, I'm going to leave it there now because I'm going to run out in the next few seconds.
Okay.
And thank you very much for chatting to us. And I hope this encourages someone to come round and see for themselves what a lovely place we've got here.
It would be lovely if it did. And thank you for taking the time to talk with us.
Okay. Thank you.